What are the social costs to the nation and to the taxpayer's purse? An increase of defence spending. Right until the Cold War, for example, the United Kingdom would have spent 4% of their GMP just for defence. And obviously, like other Western countries in Europe, after the Cold War, the peace dividend, in 3 decades, they sized down their military, how do you say, forces. Barely to keep minimum functions of ships, regiments, and even airplanes as well. This will have an impact, obviously, on the taxpayer of each nation, increasing of taxes and cutbacks on social spending, hospitals, welfare, schools, law and order, and probably a conversion of civilian industry into military industry. Like I mentioned in the other video, Soviet-style society, a war economy, there shall be. And honestly, most of the efforts will be concentrated resources on defence. In regard to other aspects of society, like I said, there will be cutbacks and will be, put aside in the name of so-called, let's start with the national defence, and afterwards, somewhere along the line, they will find a boogeyman to create as an enemy, and slowly convincing us we should participate in a so-called future war effort. Like a poll which was published by Telia here in Italy, the majority of Italians, naive of the consequences such things will bring, they are favoured for more military expending. And we all know how societies mainly concentrate resources on, the military sector, industrial production and all that stuff, and regard other type of commodities which we have today. Probably they will become more expensive. They may be rationed. You may have to queue up long queues to have a bog roll, to have a piece of meat, and so on. And this is a risk all the energy and all the efforts pushed in that direction could have. And like I said in the other video, any European country you go to, there are dwindling numbers of recruits, not sufficient to maintain minimum efficiency or national defence. Therefore, more military spending, that's for sure. The return of military service or the draft in case of war. Because they say it's all for European defence. Because somewhere on a timeline in the future, they're preparing going to war. It could be the Russians, it could be someone else. But you have heard these fearmongers and talking about We may have to fight Russia one day. I think you've heard every single politician in Europe about this, and every military top brass regarding this issue I mentioned. So they're preparing us psychologically speaking, and a society which is going to come after. We're going to go into a war economy. Almost with all war economies there will be propaganda and so on. Like I mentioned, they're going to invent the boogeyman, which I know for sure it's going to be the Russians. And they'll say, that's our enemy. They're the ones who invaded Ukraine. They're the ones who may putting our democracy at risk and our security in Europe at risk. You know, all that stuff there.